Hello and welcome back to another book review. The book that I am reviewing for you today is a very, very cool book. It is the Encyclopedia of Tolkien, and this is a compendium by David Day, published by Canterbury Classics, and this book is a treasure. It really is. The author has so kindly spent, I don't even know how much time gathering all the information that went into creating the history and the mythology of J.R.R. Tolkien's universe, and this was no easy task, and everything is in here. It really is. Now, I am a general reader of Tolkien. You know, I haven't read past The Lord of the Rings. I've read The Hobbit and I've read the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I attempted to read the Silmarillion, but you know, I was a kid at the first time around, and it went over my head. I didn't even finish it, and then I tried to read it again recently, but it's just packed with lore, and I needed something to help me out. And so I came across this book, and I am glad I did, because there is literally everything in here. But we'll get to that in a bit. Right now I just want to show you the cover. So this is a hardbound leatherback edition. Whether or not it's real leather, I don't think it's real leather, but it feels like real leather. And I generally, the only criticisms I have for this edition are cosmetic. So we have this image on the cover here that is, as you can see, it's embossed, and it has gold text, but this image, it's hard to tell what it is, really. I mean, there's clearly a lot of detail in the image. It was it just wasn't rendered very nicely in one tone on the cover. And the same goes for the back here too. There's this another image, but it just didn't translate well, and it's kind of a shame if you ask me. But nonetheless, overall, that's my only real criticism. The spine here. Symbol of the, what is it called? It's the Norse equivalent to the Ouroboros. It's Jormundir, I think that's what it is. And the back blurb here, you can see when there's this line, it looks kind of like the book was squished by something. There's this, I don't know, indented line in the back here, but that didn't bother me that much. But yeah, here's the little back blurb. And the pages are very nicely gold gilded. I've flipped through this book quite a lot, and you know, just very minimal wear and tear, sorry, I should say. But yeah, opening it up, we have some really nice end page art. Now, as I said, I'm not well versed in Tolkien's world. I have only read a handful of the books, so a lot of the information in here was very new to me, but immensely beneficial. I'm going to definitely take another jab at finishing the Silmarillion. Here's the contents page. What's really, how this book goes above and beyond is not just because it's a dictionary in a way, but it also contains all the charts of the histories of man and dwarves and genealogical races, and maps for battles, and they also tossed in some Norse legends. And it is heavily illustrated, as you can see here. Notable illustrators, Ian Miller has done a lot, Alan Curlis, and Victor Ambrose are a few that pop out at me. Just an introduction here from David Day, and then we get into the dictionary, and we start off with the Aegir, which is a Norse god. What I found fascinating, just reading through this, is it's very evident that you know, Tolkien was a literary genius. He really was. There's so much rich lore and mythology that went into his world building. It's absolutely insane. Bend that page. The paper is a little flimsy. It's very thin, so you can see images through the paper onto the other side, which is somewhat annoying, but it is what it is. And here's what I like what he's done is anything that's related to anything that exists or was related to Tolkien's universe, it's written in this you know, this font, this Tolkien font, and anything that that's from our current universe, reality, if you will, is just written in a regular font. So that's kind of, I thought that was a kind of a nice touch. And just richly illustrated. And it just contains everything you could possibly imagine. Just from reading through this, it's very clear that Tolkien was a fan of fantasy, or obviously fantasy, but fairy tales, or Greco-Roman mythology, Norse mythology, you know, Eastern practices, locations. It's insane the amount of information and knowledge that kind of went into his own creation. Is just, it's mind-bending. And here I'll just kind of skip to the back. I think I actually, yeah, here, so I'll show you some of the charts. So here we have one, Dark Forces of Middle-earth hierarchy. And history of Smeagol and Gollum. It's just insane how detailed everything is. Oh yeah, and here we have some battle maps. So this is the battle plan for the Hobbit that took place in the Hobbit. And Hornburg, Isengard. I just thought it was very cool, you know, to just see. You see, like, you always have an image in your mind when you're reading through these books, but you know, just kind of having a guide to kind of bring a little bit more clarity to it is also very helpful. But yeah, lots of maps. Then we get into the Tales of the Three Rings sagas, and then at the back we have the index and reference notes. If I can get to it, my goodness. There we go. Here. So source material and index. So this is a very thorough compendium. Really nice, cool cover art of Gollum here falling into Mount Doom. And some nice, very colorful end page art. So yeah, this was a treasure. I am so glad I came across this. It will help immensely, I feel, as I tackle, you know, the rest of Tolkien's writings eventually. But yeah, if you're a casual reader or general reader, I would definitely recommend picking this up. It is invaluable, especially if you're a fan of Tolkien, just kind of seeing how, you know, what he pulled from to create his own world. It's fascinating. Really enjoyed reading about that and just kind of seeing things a little bit more clearly from his perspective. But yeah, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care.